Hey, good morning, everybody. Amanda here. I am not in work mode, but I wanted to share something really quick that I thought you folks would think was pretty interesting and something that I've learned over the years, and I just wanted to share it. So, forgive me for being like, you know, you know, I'm old. I earned the right. so, um, but I wanted to just bring up something and talk about soul contracts um, and what those look like in the world for us and how we can really learn from them and how we manifest them and just all of that. Okay, so I know I'm not very good with titles, because my it's a lot around the things that culminate into facts, right? So forgive me if I don't get the title right on it. But um, so a while back, I am still a while, I guess the first of the year, still a little bit timid about posting things and just really going for it and speaking my mind. And we all know that fortune favors the bold, right? But this is something that I've been struggling with my entire life, is to say, those things that come to mind that other people are not saying or doing or thinking, right? And in my whole life, I love to learn, and I'm almost addicted to it, actually, is learning. But I'm like the eternal student here. And what I say a week ago or months ago, a few months ago, is not what I may say now, because I've learned since then, right? So I'm always trying to share my ideas so that somebody can learn from them, whether they agree with them or not. So here's the thing. It's really interesting. When I started doing soul work, when I started doing the ascension process and things like that, and working with a soul realignment practitioner and Akashic Records and all of that, we started talking about soul contracts. And you think that your soul contracts are just with the big key players in your life, but it's way more than that. And part of me still, I'm a human being, I'm in 3D. I was like, I still need a little bit of, you know, I need a little bit of proof, or still needed to really understand that everything that happens, and I'm a pain to purpose coach. I mean, I've cut my teeth on, and branded myself by pain to purpose. The bad stuff that happens, take it and make good out of it, right? So, but here I am still, like, having issues. And I just really needed to learn and finalize some things, is why I think this happened. But so here I am, doing the ascension process. There's soul contracts. And then I was putting this post out on Facebook, and I wrestled with it, and I was like, should I actually post this? It might, some people are sensitive. It's a sensitive group. They might get mad. I don't want to make them mad. I don't want them to think I'm a butthole. My ego said, well, your children, you didn't get to actually raise your own children, so they're going to come at you about that. And the stuff that my ego was saying to me, right? And just like, you're going to make people mad, and people are going to come at you, and here's exactly what they're going to say. I thought about that, and I was like, should I or shouldn't I? So I went ahead and I put the post out. Okay, and here's how funny the universe is. I put the post out, and like I said, it was really from a personal experience, not necessarily a coaching thing, but still, it was this personal issue of me, should I speak up? Should I say something? Should I put it out there? Is it going to resonate? Those types of things. And I put the post out, and somebody showed up, and I'd like to call them Old Faithful. Okay, Old Faithful, my buddy, shows up and just rips me a new one about this post. Right, I triggered this person. This person was triggered by me big time by what I said in the post, and we start back and forth, right? And I remember. Now let's just hold that thought for a moment, okay? Now I want to rewind way back, like 30 years ago, okay? Like back in the early 90s. I'm sitting in high school in class. This person was there, the same person, okay, is there. And we're in class, and it's one of those, the teacher calls on me, and it's one of those times where the book has one answer, but there's more than one right answer, right? And of course, me being me, I'm like the person that had the answer that was different than the book, because I'm a contrast person, right? I'm the one that said, hey, what if we put the cream on the inside of the cookie instead of on the outside, like I'm just different. I think differently, right? And I'm that person to show up and represent another side of things. So, or maybe something that we've forgotten. So, and this person, we had mutual friends, and it did not matter. She and I just rubbed each other raw for some reason. I didn't understand it back then, but I get it now. I really get it now. And she might not realize it, and that's fine, but I get it. This is what this person means to me, okay? So we're sitting there, and it's one of those times where the answer could be a different answer. And she's one of those where she's like, she says, I give my answer, and she's just like, that's not what the book says. The book says, and the teacher's like, well, right, yeah. And so I'm feeling like a big donkey, because I'm just like, why did you speak up? Why'd you say anything? If you'd just kept your mouth shut, that kind of thing, right? And this has been a struggle for me my entire life. So, because I've been persecuted for speaking the truth, my truth. I've been persecuted for speaking the truth, and I've also been persecuted for sharing my opinion about things, just different things. And a lot of us are, especially now. So no risk, no reward, right? This is something that, this is the way karma works, and this is shadow work, right? It's about you being able to take the risk, be yourself, show up in the world, show your purpose, do your thing, and let the chips fall where they may. But you still have to be you at the end of the day, right? You are special. You are a contributor to this world, and you got to find your tribe, people. Got to find your tribe. So there's so many different lessons to be learned from this. I mean, that I got out of it anyway. And so after I posted that, this person comes for me, and I triggered them. I didn't know it was going to be this person, right? But I triggered them, and they show up, and they're upset. And I remember typing when we were messaging back and forth through Messenger, I was like, I'm glad it was you instead of somebody else. And I know she was thinking, what the hell is she talking about? She's so weird. And she literally wasn't listening to anything I said anyway. Like, she just and blah, and just threw it out there all over me. I mean, as far as she's concerned, I'm Satan, right? So just like I'm responsible for everything wrong, and always was, right? Here's what I realized. Here's what I learned. You can't get mad at these people, and I'll tell you why. You can't get mad at them. You can't resent them. Don't hate them. Don't get mad at them, because you sent them. You sent them to your higher self got with their higher self before you were in a body. They're soul contracts. We contract to get things resolved, to pass tests, to learn, to elevate and ascend, right? The one you call Jesus was, I say Yeshua, but the one that you call Jesus tried to teach these things and these principles that, and if you're open to learning to what the universe brings to you and realize that it happens for you and through you, not to you, then you pass some of these little tests and get some of these lessons, and they enrich you, and the next thing you know, you're elevated, and you learn and you grow, and it's beautiful. I mean, that's how the universe works for us and works for our good all the time. You don't have to sit around depressed and feeling cursed and like everybody hates you, and and be afraid to speak your mind or speak your truth or do your thing or show people your ideas or any of that. You don't want, because if you do it, I promise you that the things that you want and the whole reason you're doing it will open up to you if you are willing to step through that. If you're willing to step through the fear and do it. So I'm grateful for this person that they showed up and that it was this person, because I know there's significance in my life now. They're not the hater, right? They are the person that I worked with on a soul level to come, and I said to them, can you please heckle me from time to time, until I get this? And if I don't get it 30 years from then, will you please come back around and serve it up for me? Please. Please. And so, yeah, I think that is why that happened. And I might not be I might not be anything for her, but I know about the contract that I asked for, and they serve it up, and I manifested her. I mean, I literally manifested her. I was like, somebody's going to have a problem with this. Somebody's going to show up on this post, and they're going to be mad. And I was right. I manifested her. I asked her to come and show up for me. And she's a great teacher in that regard. She's a teacher. And the universe is a teacher. The universe sent her, right? So we've got to learn to be grateful for this kind of stuff instead of walking around all butt sore and pissed off and feeling like we're bullied and picked on and hated and afraid and just all these things. It's not serving you. It's not serving me. I passed a test. I went ahead and posted it, and I put up with the shit that came. And I learned. I passed the test. I don't ever have to look back ever again on, if I should speak my truth or not. I still worry sometimes about, you got to get the wording right and things like that. You can't just, spit stuff out and it not be, and it be ugly or come from a inauthentic place or an unbalanced place of anger or anything like that. Do I still get angry about stuff? Of course. I posted about my husband leaving the dish rag all soppy wet this morning. I'm a human being. But, my life's not perfect. But it's pretty damn good when, and I can even get a lesson out of that for myself. I need to be, patient, and I need to speak up more about the dish rag, right? We've all got stuff to learn every day if we just open up our minds and our hearts to it and our souls. And just realize that these people come to help, not to hurt. So anyway, I hope that you guys get something out of that today. And I love you, and I'll see you again soon.